Okay, we are going to keep rolling here and create some new functionality, but before we do that, we're going to push all of our code to a new GitHub repo for this new knowledge bank part of the project. So I've just gone ahead and created one on GitHub, and yeah, we're just going to very quickly do this. So git add all git commit -m initial of knowledge bank project. Not sure if that's what we're calling it, but hey, that's what we're doing for now. We need to run all of these. Paste. Yeah. Allow. Continue. This is annoying. I don't know my GitHub password. Excuse me, I'm a bit old school. I write things down in a physical book. Where is GitHub? This might actually be one of the passwords that I have on my phone. Need to update something. Okay, go vault. Git. Yep. Show password. Alrighty. Let me just pull this over screen. Not that you can see it, but just in case. Cool. That worked. We go back to GitHub, hit refresh. There we have our project. Fantastic. So now that we've done that, what we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're going to go to our little prompt that we've been working on. So our background info remains the same. We do need to update this because I noticed beforehand we didn't have our structure.md file. So let's upload that just to make sure. Knowledge bank, scripts, script outputs, structure.md. Give it that. So there's structure.md, which provides an overview of our file. Blah, blah. So none of that changes, none of this changes. Now from here on we want to create some new functionality. For this, what I'm doing is I'm creating the GET request. It is just /API/notes. I want to get, sorry, I can't find the user story. Get notes. Replace that. Right. So you can pull this over here. So you can view the model. When someone creates a note, they optionally provide, we don't need that. So you can view the model for notes in the project knowledge. Project knowledge is titled Node.js. Note also have tags and sources, which we will need to populate. We can display all of the data for each note. You can see the tag.js and source.js model in your project knowledge. All right, so we get rid of this. So what I want you to do is write code. So get request to notes. say get all notes. Yep. So we're going to change this to get all. Actually, let's call it get notes. And then, because we might have different functionality in the future where we're getting notes, but not all notes or something. But anyway, get notes. Let's just copy this. Get notes. Get notes. Get notes. I don't think we need validation chain, so we're going to get rid of that. Okay, cool. Controller to get notes. Okay, so with this we can copy, come into Claude. I think it's got everything it needs. Paste that, send that. See if it has any questions. Yes. Play. Yes. Awesome. So there was some good so our note model we might need to now obviously update the test for, but we'll cover that in a minute. We might also need to update the code for adding a new note because it hasn't previously included a user ID. So let's tackle each of these one thing at a time. So we'll just add that to our schema. Save that. Yes. All right. So let's, while it's doing this, pull this over here, start creating the functionality. Saying component, no, not in our auth backend. Components. So we're going to say get notes. And we're going to have get notes dot route.js. Actually, did it call it route or routes? No, it doesn't matter, but just because all the imports will use that. It says get routes. I need to be consistent with that. Get routes. Right. Whoop. And then I'm sorry, written it. Let's copy this, paste this. Why is I've already signed in. Go away. That's annoying. It has created a validation chain. So, oh, interesting. It's good that it did that. So get notes.val. Copy. Note. And in our index, all right, so that should all work. The challenge is we haven't created any note. So which has the user ID. So what we need to do is we need to get the user ID here, save, and then in create note, we need to create note, and then we called user ID is actually it's not note data, it'll be user ID, copy user ID, save. I think that should work. So let's just go over here, let's log in, send. Rename this. Log in, send, send. Thank you. Copy our token, header, paste, body. So new title, new note, send. User ID. So, new note, create new note, user ID. Come on. Why are you not connecting? Okay. Maybe if I go there. Just want to make sure we're getting our user ID. Oh, come on. So slow. Okay, we do get our user ID. So then we pass that into create note. note.create user ID. What am I doing wrong here? Note user ID. Okay, okay, I need to create some just asking Claude if you can see where I might have gone wrong. So say we need to update the source model. I have user ID on the source. Okay. Just update it to that. Like that. And then create or find source. Create node. In our utils. Create or find source. So find one. So user ID. So string find one. Save. And then this one. Add new note service, source ID. Okay, let's try that. Send. Come on. Source validation failed. User ID is required. Let's just see if we're getting user ID there. Alright, so we get the user ID at this point. So then create or find tags. It doesn't need user ID. We probably should actually add it to that too, thinking about this. Create or find source. So service source if existing, const source, user ID equals user ID. So this is console log. No. This is the issue. Pretty sure. Yeah, that's the issue. Yeah, let's check. There we go. Okay. So that worked. Now what we need to do is our GET request. So let's duplicate this tab. Change this from a post to a GET. Get rid of the body. Note slash, what did we call it? Get all notes. And there's our note. Perfect. Functionality worked. I know we ran into a few little issues there, but 26 minutes basically to write all that functionality, which is great. What I'm interested in looking at though is, yeah, we don't have user, so tags, sorry, so notes, yeah, okay, so we don't have tags on sources, so we got notes, and we've got our tags, and yeah, cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull this over here, and we're going to say, great, that does work. What I noticed though when going through this is that, how did it refer to it? We don't verify that users can only see their own tags. We should add the user ID tag to user ID to the tag model. Can you do this and advise what other code needs to be updated? Project. So we just need to update our create offend tags, our service. Yeah, it's quite a lot to update. Alright, so let's just pull this over here and go through this one by one. So tag schema. So let's go tag. So we're going to add user ID. Then on name we can remove unique to true. And then we also need to tag schema. Right. Then in our add new note util, we need to create or find tags. So this has changed a little bit. Try and find existing tag for this user. So after normalize, just update this. if no tag dot create, so the create gets updated. Actually, also in tags, we need to bring in user ID up here. User ID. Why hasn't that gotten orange? Not sure. And then this changes to else if this has changed a little bit actually. What we're gonna do, just gonna copy this. Normally I prefer just to add in the new stuff, but it's a fair bit that's changed there, so I just want to make sure we don't miss anything. Right, and then in the add new note services, so if we come up here, so we've already got our user ID, tags, create or find tags, so we also need to just pass in user ID. Source we're already doing, validate notes, we need to pass in user ID there too. Rest of the code remains the same. And then if we go back to our utils, validate linked notes, we've got to bring in our user ID. And then we add note.find user ID. That's fine. And then in the get note functionality utils, build query filters, we want to add user ID, which we've already got. So in tags, we just update this to ensure that they belong to the user. And then get note validation, query tags, copy, save that. So now we will need to create a new note to send that. Name. Oh, tag. Huh? Tags. So knowledge bank index name one duplicate key, name Node.js duplicate key. What's it saying? So remove true, since tag should only be unique per user. I think we might have a little misunderstanding with how it's got to do with an indexing issue. Send. Okay, and then get send Happy days. There's our note 2. Oh, we still do get note 1. Cool. So that works, which is fantastic. But if we run our tests, pretty sure they will now fail. So let's do that. Actually, I guess it depends if the test has a note. Sorry, a tag. It's going to have a source though. Yeah, okay. So they will fail. Oh, 3 fail. So let's try and fix a few of these ourselves. So add new note. Copy F line should handle. Tags, note, tags, current tag. So this should be, where's our user ID? So user, let's just see if that one fixes up. It might just be as simple as that. No. So okay, great. Does it have this file? I'll just give it to us. So just saying that, yeah, test now failed. And I believe it's just basically because we've made that slight change. So I would have thought we can just add user ID. I'm not exactly sure. So no data. Because when we what's note data? Send note data. I don't know. Let me see. I'll understand it once it tells me. So hang on. It's because we're using here. It's because they're sequential. So it's getting existing note 1, existing note 2, and then if we go to this test, my bad. We want to add it here, and then we don't need it here, and then here we actually don't need that here anymore. It's handled by the service. So let's try again. Fantastic, they all pass. So now let's just go to add new source and just double check if any failed there. No failures there, which is fantastic. So if we call get all notes validation chains, none of these validation chains actually, so service get all notes status. Yeah, these could be quite complex tests. So what we're going to do is deviate slightly. Copy. So I'm gonna, we're just gonna give it a crack because we're not passing in any stuff. I'm gonna see if we can just create the tests. So I need to give it a bit more specific instruction. Great, that worked, thanks. I now want you to create just tests for the get notes functionality. So that remains, so in this case we can get one yes, two yes, three yes, four yes, create. Geez, 60 notes. Okay. As I said, we're gonna see if this works. If it doesn't, we might need to give some more thought process to how we correctly prompt GET requests, because most of the time we've been doing POST requests, at least from a testing point of view. Alright, just copy that. Get notes.test.js. Paste this here, save, and then let's try. It's got some issue. Whoa. Why is it? Copy. Save. Okay, so there were some errors. That's weird. Okay, so I've only got one message left. God damn it, Claude. I literally hate you with a passion. The hell's this to chat controls? God damn it, you've... Okay, well, thanks, Claude. You're hopeless. Anyway, we can come back to the tests. I won't consider this a failure for these tests because we got the other functionality, add notes, add sources, working pretty quickly. Obviously, there's some complexity here to the filtering. That's probably, it seems from this message, there's just a difference in terms of the response we get, and that's my fault. I probably should have, as I've always done with the post requests, at least sent an example of the body that we get back, and then maybe we would have known how to write the test better. Anyway, we can do that at another point. I'm going to wrap the video here. Consider it a success so far for creating this functionality, and we'll come back in another video when we've got some more chat messages. Thanks for watching. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to write the tests for the get note functionality. So to do that, we're going to copy this test prompt that we had previously. We're going to paste that in here, and we're just going to change this. Actually, we also need to add in the files to our get notes functionality. So open that. So we will say get notes, copy our routes, our controller, our services, our utils, and our validation chains to meet the user story for. So this user story. I now want you to write just test in order to test this functionality. Yeah. Get notes. Get notes. Okay. So then, therefore, we're going to need a test user. So if I copy and paste from another one, so it hasn't formatted it correctly, but basically create a test user correctly so that we can call the actual services. And then what we're going to say is if we go here, an example, if we go to Postman, so this was our get note request, we're just going to copy this, paste this, come back here, an example of a successful request looks like this. Then say just checking one other thing. Sorry, 2 seconds, someone's at my door. Also, they want to do is say nope, not that. We also want to ensure the tests cover filtering options, and pagination. Do you have any questions? yes, please. Cool. So, oh my god, yes. So let's just create this file. So get notes.test.js, and then we're going to have to run our test. I always forget the... I'm going to close some of these down. Actually, pull that over here. Right. So let's copy this. Save. And then what we need to do is go npm run test coverage -- components / get notes / get notes.test.js. Okay, it's pretty good. Only one failed. So should filter notes by tag. So why did this fail? Okay, so let's just ask. Only one test failed. Great. Only one failed. Please explain why that is an issue with our test case. What we can actually do, I hadn't thought about this. So let's check this. So tag is meant to have a user ID, and we weren't doing that. So let's update this. Test. Oh, hang on. This bar like is stuck here. Really annoying. Control F. Test tag. Where are we? This before each, yep. So replace. What? Okay. Save, and then let's add these console logs. So should filter tag. Should filter notes by tag. So put these folder response. And then if response is 400, okay. How do you I was going to just run that one test. I always forget that. can do that next time. Right. So if we test tag ID, false validation failed. Okay. Tag is not defined. So you now have validation chains. Tag. You're not importing tag. And then what we can do is go, I think if we go it dot only, I think this should just run this one test. Yep. Happy days passed. No, yes. Okay, so let's get rid of the it dot only, save that, run it again, just to see the coverage, and we'll consider that done. Alrighty, 13 passed. Get note, where is it? So hundreds in the column that I care about most, which is the functions percentage. So we'll consider that a success. Great work, and I think we've now firmly landed on the way of getting Claude to write both performant code and tests. So let's just commit this, git add, git commit, dash m, added get note functionality, get push origin. And we'll conclude the video there.